This program is supported by Main Street Bookends of Warner for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner.
Welcome back to your Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel. The Center for the Arts is involved in many activities, bringing entertainment, arts, and educational activities to our Lake Sunapee region. One such effort is the regular hanging of art, and there are several micro-galleries which populate our area. Let's now check in with Rick Stockwell, the head of the Visual Arts Guild, on their latest efforts. Here's Rick, Roger, and Jay.
So the Center for the Arts is the Area Art Association. We have three guilds, the Literary Guild, the Performing Guild, which just had a sold-out show for St. Paddy's Day. It was an Irish step dancing and singing group. And the Visual Arts Guild, which is what I'm involved with. We have 4 micro-galleries in New London with shows every 3 months, area artists, with a gallery walk opening on the first Friday. And we serve great food and free wine. Sometimes, if people have been to all of our shows, we can tell by the way they're walking towards the end of the opening. And we also we provide art for area restaurants and hotels. We have 2 support groups for photographers and artists called the Art Cafe and the Photo Cafe, critique group, a way for artists to get together. We have a big show with over 50 artists in Sunapee Harbor in July. It's a 7-day show, and all the proceeds, the percentages that the Center for the Arts get, most of those go towards scholarships to support local students, some of whom have gone on to become professional in their fields. And we have a website, Center for the Arts NH for New Hampshire, and you can see all of our activities, how to join, how to contribute. We're a nonprofit, all volunteer, although we just did hire a new director, which is something we're very happy about. We want to provide opportunities to support artists and encourage young new artists. It's a great group of people, great volunteers. Check us out on the website. We are at the Bar Harbor Bank branch on Main Street in New London, and this is one of our micro-galleries. This show is a collaboration between the Art Cafe and the Photo Cafe. Artists would pick a photograph to interpret either literally or abstractly. So this is a show showing what they did with the photographs they chose to depict. I've always thought that abstract art was kind of confusing for people without some form of interpretation. So you will see a couple of our artists talk about their interpretations of the photographs. So this show runs through the end of April. And then another show will come in early May. Roger Wells is the founder and head of the Art Cafe, which has been going on for, I think, 7 years, meets monthly. And it's unfortunately a closed group because we found that more than 12 people is difficult for a group. And Jay Fitzpatrick is the head of the Photo Cafe, which meets monthly, and it is an open group. Some meetings are on Zoom, some are at the New London, the library, and it's an excellent group to support new and established photographers.
My good friend, Rick Stockwell, did this photograph of Canterbury Village, which is a well-known Shaker village in New Hampshire. A winter picture photograph, which is just lovely, I think. I was an architect and I really appreciate and worked on a lot of historic structures. So as an abstract artist, I'm trying to take something that clearly has emotion to begin with and see whether I can't create something that is more, that there's something there that you didn't initially see. that would make you look a little deeper into it. So in this case, what I did was to blow this photograph up onto a big piece of paper, cut it up into pieces, and put the pieces back together again, upside down. Now, why did I do that? Well, I wanted to try and show how these different pieces that make up the shaker shapes, which is what this painting is called, create an environment and a relationship of shapes and colors that are just so wonderful. There is also hidden behind this, from where Rick took the photograph, a barn which has a red peak on it. And in order to create a little focus for the eye here, you're seeing a piece of it in this painting. So this should give you a sense of the spaces, the shapes, and the simplicity of elegant shaker work. So this is a wonderful photograph that Jay Fitzpatrick took of a multicolored iris. Just absolutely gorgeous. And one certainly could interpret it traditionally in a beautiful painting. I wanted to lighten it up a little bit if I could. And what did it say to me that wasn't necessarily a flower? And I know this is strange thinking, but as I peered at it, I said, geez, I could make that into a volcanic island. And so that's what I did. I took the shapes and the colors and adapted it to an aerial view of an island that had smaller islands around it, dead volcanoes and active volcanoes, as a kind of, I suppose, humorous interpretation of this gorgeous flower.
This is a photograph that I took when I was studying still lifes in my home studio. And I used soft boxes to create a soft lighting environment. And I framed it up and we shared it with the artist group. And as you can see, different interpretations of this photograph are here, including this more or less abstract version of it, a 3D version of it, and a more literal version of the photograph, off-centered a little bit different composition than what you see in the original photograph. But I think this is a good example of the creativity that went into evaluating the original photograph, reinterpreting that photograph, and coming up with something new and unique that is specific to the artist involved.
Thanks, guys. A tip of the hat to the Center for the Arts and their efforts filling our area with rich tapestry of artistic work in many forms. Check out their website for the latest on what's happening. When we return, we'll revisit a piece we did about a new store in Bradford. Let's now take a break for a few words from another business that underwrites your Yankee Chronicle. These businesses can only continue if you buy local and support those that support us.
This program is supported by the Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge-Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.